And the CDC's decision to issue a new ban on evictions will help many Marylanders living in areas hit hard by the pandemic, but many families throughout our state are still at risk of losing their home once the state of emergency officially ends in less than 2 weeks. WMAR2 News' Ray Strickland joins us live in Baltimore tonight. Ray, you talked to someone working to help those who are renting.
Yes, and Jamie, he talked about how 129,000 Marylanders are behind on their rent, and about half of them live in areas not covered by this CDC order. He says this means evictions could be looming for them once the tenant protections from the state of emergency end on the 15th.
The CDC's new temporary ban on evictions is more targeted than previous orders. This one is limited to areas with substantial or high COVID-19 transmission rates. In Maryland, half of its counties, including Baltimore City, fits one of those two categories. And in those areas, nearly 70,000 Marylanders are behind on their rent, according to the National Equity Atlas. The CDC's order means they're protected from losing their homes until early October.
The CDC order is a critical eviction protection that recognizes that there's a clear line between eviction and the community spread of COVID-19.
But while the new order protects many Marylanders, families living in areas with low to moderate transmission rates are still at risk of losing their homes once the tenant protections provided by the state of emergency expire on August 15th.
We are looking at, more than 4,500 families who are facing eviction orders in Maryland just in the month of August. So we really are still looking at an eviction tsunami.
Matt Hill is with the Public Justice Center. He says Governor Larry Hogan could prevent a wave of evictions by aligning his eviction order with the CDC.
We're calling on Governor Hogan to recognize that critical connection between eviction and transmission of COVID, and as a public health emergency, extend the state's eviction order through at least October 31st, if not longer.
Hill is also calling for eviction diversion programs and for the state and others to fund a tenant's legal right to counsel. He says that's important because many people think they're protected from eviction until it's too late.
Otherwise, we've seen people who think that they're protected suddenly have the sheriff on their doorstep.
And Hill also says this order will give counties and Baltimore City more time to spend federal relief money for rental assistance. So far, he says they've used less than 20%. And while he expects this order to be challenged in court, he believes it will stay in place. Now, we did reach out to the governor's office to see if the governor would consider extending the state's eviction order, but we have yet to hear back. Reporting live tonight in downtown Baltimore, I'm Ray Strickland, WMAR2 News.